Hi folks, it's Dane at JONAH Guitars, and today I just want to do a quick follow-up video on the different solar cure, UV cure resins that or lacquers that I was using. So I'll get closer to the camera with this. I have a test piece. Did shoot some color, and I'll explain what I did first. I want to recognize a couple comments. A few of you commented that if it was an opaque color in the UV cure finish, that the opacity of the paint itself might prevent it from curing, which I think is a very valid response. I read something along those lines on the Solarez site or on their product pages. The other one, and one guy specific, Gert, mentioned that maybe it wasn't that the lights were wrong, that I just didn't have them close enough, and he suggested 10 to 20 centimeters, I believe is what he said. That comes out to something like, 5 to 7 inches. Anyway, so I did that. I left the thing in a triangular shape, and I just put something under the board to raise it higher into the lights so they were closer to the apex. I also put a mirror underneath, so I had lots of reflection going on there. Let's do this first of all. I think this is a really cool looking piece of wood. It's, like I mentioned before, it's not big enough to be an actual neck, but I could get several, maybe at least a couple fretboards out of it. But look at that. That's, boy, if this board was just 5 inches longer, that would be a marvelous neck. As far as the figure goes, yeah, they're just getting glare there. Anyway, while I'm here though, you can see the pitting along either edge. You can see pitting along here, yeah, and the other edge, and that looks like it was probably a contaminant of some sort. So I did wipe it down with denatured alcohol, so I don't know if maybe there was something on the rag. I think I just used a rag I had laying around, so it's very possible that that was the case. And but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sand this thing down. And you've seen sanding a million times, so I'm going to start really briefly with 220 just to knock it down, and then I'm going to just go to 400. I'm going to work my way up to, say, 1,000, and I'm going to buff it. I just want, because this is the grain seal product. This is not the actual, it's the, I can't believe it's not lacquer, but it's not, it's the grain seal version, not the top coat version. Okay, I decided to bring you back in briefly, just to show you, I went with 400. I figured that if this was going to be an actual, if this were a real guitar, I would not start with 250 or 220 after my final coats of finish. So started with 400, and that actually, once you're already flat, that might even be a little coarse. I did want to explain. Let me wipe the dust off here now. You can see it's powdering up nicely. I didn't mention, I don't think, how I arrived with the color on here, and I didn't do it very neatly, but I decided to just float some of my old color tone pigments. Here's blue, for instance, just in a denatured alcohol. And then I also had some green, so, and that's exactly what you see here. I just kind of fogged green on, leaving the middle lighter, and then leaving the middle with the kind of the green that was left from before. And then I also shot the blue, kind of tried to do a little fade here. I shot it on way too wet, but it does dry. And once it was dry, I shot the clear over it and then put it in the UV light. So I'm going to find out what I've got next, probably 600 to 400 to 1,000, 600 to 800 to 1,000, and I might do 1,500 anyway. I'll take it to the buffing wheel. Well, the process went just fine. I'll show it to you. Just a quick recap. I did 400 as far as the sanding. 400, 600, 800, 1,000, and then 1,500. Now the 1,000, well, I didn't have any dry 800, so 400, 600 were dry sand, and then the 8, 1,000, and 15 were wet sand. Took it to the buffer. I did what we call the medium wheel and the fine wheel, and just to give you an idea, and again, oops, if you get into the glare, you don't see any of the curl there. I didn't backstain this with black or anything and sand it out, so all you're seeing is pretty much just the light playing on the natural figure there of the wood. No enhancement with like a pre-stain. Go the other direction. Yeah, so it's also very, very smooth. If that were on a neck, that wouldn't drag at all. Before I did any sanding or buffing on this thing, it was very, very sticky as far as when you touched it, your hand wanted to, drag on it. It didn't just slide. I tend to do all of my necks with oil anyway, so that's generally not a problem. I don't care for the feel of a lacquer neck. This actually feels really good. So one more time here, just to try and get a little lower here maybe. Get the right angle. Okay, well. And then I proved to myself now that I can do a cure, a UV cure finish with what I have on hand. I think that's it. Comment away. Tell me what you think. Like I said, I do think it's possible. I do have some more products coming. Crystal lac, instrument lacquer, water-based instrument lacquer, and the Craftnique pigments and all that kind of stuff. So once I have the Craftnique pigments, I can try those in the I Can't Believe It's Not Lacquer as well and see how that works out. I've got several bodies that are just kind of hanging around waiting for me to get this figured out so that I can do the finish, the final coats of whatever they're going to get. Still got the strap body that's got kind of a black paisley. I'm not sure what you call it. Looks like a cowboy hanky. And I want to do a black shade around the edge of that and then get the final clears on it. Got the green guitar. I've got the maple burl guitar that needs a top coat on it. So all kinds of stuff. Then I got like 3 or 4 other strap bodies hanging out that just need to be processed and put up on reverb. Or if you're interested in a strap body, just let me know. I'll get it finished up, sand it out, and all that good stuff. If just raw bodies, I don't necessarily have time to finish them for you at this point. Take care. Thanks for watching. And like any questions or any comments, feel free. All right. Once again, take care. Go make some dust.